Heaven and earth may seem indifferent, yet they always favor the kind heart. Though divine forces appear impartial, they secretly reward those who live with virtue and integrity. Instead of relying on prayers or incantations, one must cultivate goodness from within. Only then will heaven respond. But despite his difficult start in life, he always conducted himself with integrity and kindness. So when he eventually became wealthy, he never forgot the hardships he endured. He understood that his family's fortune was built on immoral foundations, and it was only a matter of time before it was lost. As a child, he caused mischief and even burned down several homes in the village. With the crops failing and people starving, Hue An Am used nearly all of his remaining fortune to buy food for the hungry. Remarkably, after doing this, he fell ill less frequently and his behavior changed. He became diligent and studious, eventually passing the imperial exams and becoming a respected official. In the end, the family's fate had been completely reversed. By aligning our lives with compassion, honesty, and humility, we don't just change our luck, we transform ourselves into vessels worthy of grace. The path to happiness lies not in resisting hardship, but in embracing it as the soil where wisdom and virtue can grow. When the villagers came to Hue An Am to complain, he didn't blame his son, but instead compensated the families whose homes were destroyed. Instead of resisting fate, he chose to embrace it. Hue An Am began giving away his wealth, first building roads and bridges, then helping poor scholars, and even aiding the descendants of the official his family had wronged so many years ago. But now he has a virtuous heart. The spirit has disappeared. The monk then explained that true virtue must come from the heart. Heaven and earth may seem indifferent, yet they always favor a calm, focused heart attracts peace and prosperity, while chaos repels it. Those who endure trials without bitterness, who stay grounded and kind despite hardship, are those whom heaven eventually supports. Though divine forces appear impartial, they secretly reward those who live with virtue and integrity. Instead of relying on prayers or incantations, one must cultivate goodness from within. Only then will heaven respond. The trials of life, especially those related to money, power, and temptation, are the universe's way of testing human character. Those who chase wealth and power without principles often fall. But those who treat wealth as a tool and not a goal, who remain humble and honest, can maintain inner peace and steadily accumulate lasting fortune. If Hue had performed good deeds merely to change his destiny, it wouldn't have worked. Only selfless actions bring true transformation. The trials of life, especially those related to money, power, and temptation, are the universe's way of testing human character. The monk explained that this child was no ordinary soul. He was the reincarnation of an official from 5 generations ago, who had been wrongfully accused and put to death by Hue's ancestor. This official's soul had been trapped in the underworld for 500 years, unable to be reborn until his descendants atoned for their ancestors' sin, and now he was here to collect his family's fortune and take it with him to the afterlife. Hearing this, Hue was devastated. His entire family's wealth was about to vanish, all because of his ancestors' past. Those who chase wealth and power without principles often fall, but those who treat wealth as a tool and not a goal, who remain humble and honest, can maintain inner peace and steadily accumulate lasting fortune. A compelling story from the Thames dynasty illustrates this principle. There was a man named Hue An Am. Born into poverty, he was weak and sickly. One day, a monk visited Hue and revealed a shocking truth about his newborn son, VN. However, far from panicking or trying to find a loophole, Hue An Am accepted this truth with serenity. As the family's fortune dwindled, so did Hovo's troubles. A few years later, a terrible famine struck the region. When the monk saw this, he told Hue An Am, "Your son has been possessed by the spirit of retribution for 5 generations, causing illness and misfortune for your family." This story has a profound message we should not misunderstand. No. 2. Our energy and mindset shape our fate. And no. 3. True fortune is not in what we gain, but in who we become. May these words resonate with you and serve as a guiding light on your journey through life.